how you doing? This is TV and school. Вивчаємо з тобою ми англійську. How are you? Що скажеш, коли ти зустрінеш якогось іноземця? So, let's speak English. Англійська мова Шекспіра та нью-йоркських таксистів. Англійська стане у нагоді вам, boys і дівчиська.
Hello, dear students. Welcome back to our lessons. English lessons on art. Today is our final lesson. We'll be having a look at all the words, vocabulary, grammar, everything that we have studied by now. And we have our very special guest today, my BFF, Andrea.
Hi, Olga. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for coming to the lesson today.
No problem.
Right, good. Have you watched my previous lessons?
I have. They're really interesting.
Good.
I've learned a lot.
Good. Thanks a lot. Good. We've covered lots of art. We spoke about paintings. We spoke about types of art. We spoke about periods in history. But we haven't touched a very interesting topic, the art that is the most appealing to most teenagers, in my opinion.
You mean music?
Well, we're not talking about performing art.
Maybe literature?
Unfortunately, teenagers don't read too much nowadays.
What could it be?
Well, let me tell you the key words and you can guess.
All right.
Right. Social message.
Uh-huh.
Illegal.
Oh.
Spray.
Ah, are you talking about graffiti?
Yes, graffiti. Yeah, my favorite one. Have a look at it.
Cool.
Do you know who made it?
I think maybe Banksy?
Yeah, you're right. By the way, what do I say about, what verb do I use about graffiti? Do you make it, create it? Do you
Paint it, I think.
paint it? Just
Or
like a
spray
painting. Spray it. Yeah, very good. Yeah. So do you know anything about Banksy?
I know that he's a little bit controversial and that his messages are usually quite political and they have like a social undercurrent. But I think that he's a very interesting graffiti artist because he has a message and it's not just vandalism on the walls. It says something to the people.
Yes, he is indeed. And the most appealing, again, to the teenagers is the fact that he's unknown.
Yeah, he's hidden. Nobody's ever seen him.
Yeah. Let me read you the biggest news in art world in 2018. I've seen it on BBC and I think it's very, very interesting. Good. When someone rich spends £1 million on a painting, they don't expect any nasty surprises. But this 2006 spray painting by the famous graffiti artist Banksy ended up being shredded as soon as it was sold. The print was in a big frame that had a shredder hidden inside it, and all of a sudden, the canvas suddenly started passing through it. The picture was a print of one of Banksy's most famous works, Girl with a Balloon.
Oh, so this one that you just showed me.
Yeah.
How horrible.
Yeah, but we've got a beautiful video about it. Would you like to see it?
Let's watch it.
Right. The event took place at the auction.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what the auction is?
Is it where they buy and sell paintings?
Yeah, all the art dealers, and we have the auction man, and people shout out the prices. Yeah. Have you ever been to an auction?
I've been to an auction, but we like to have silent auctions. It's a really cool thing where you put up lots of pieces of art, and there's a sign-up sheet, and you just walk around, and you write your name and how much you want to spend on something. It's a great fundraiser to do for different events.
Yeah, right, good. Let's watch the video together.
Cool.
Yes.
I think this is like a fair price. It's the fun of auctions, you know, everyone's got a chance. Okay, it's the Banksy Girl with Balloon, ladies and gentlemen, standing in the back of the room. And I'm going to start getting in 100, 150, 200,000, 300,000, 300, 350, 400,000, 450,000, 500,000. Gentlemen standing there at 600,000 pounds. Is anybody? 700,000. Take your time. Sebastian's bid at 750,000. If we never finish an auction with such energy at 750, no, 800 is the next bid. 800,000. Thank you. No pressure. Last chance at 850,000 pounds. 860. 860,000. Fair warning. Can I sell it now? At 860,000. Last chance. Bastien will be bidding and selling for 860,000. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, to round off the sale this evening.
What do you think of it?
Well, I think first off, the auction seems very chaotic. Everyone calling out numbers and trying to put a bid on a piece of art. But the ending, to spend all that money and have it shredded in front of your face.
Yeah.
That's quite shocking.
And the whole world watched it.
Yeah. I wonder what the message was that he was trying to make.
Well, when I saw the news, I believe the message that Banksy gave to everyone and to the world of art and to the users of art is that even destroying art can be a huge act of art.
So in our mind map, can we put this in as performance art?
Yeah, performance art.
Cool.
Yeah.
But I think I would like to go to an auction and try to put a bid on some kind of art. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah. What was the figure that the painting was finally sold for?
Oh gosh, I didn't really pay attention. It would have been good to have the question at the beginning of the video so that I could have listened for it, because that's a really good technique to have it at the beginning.
Right.
Shall we watch it again and find out?
Yeah, let me tell the students, every time you're going to do the activity and you are provided the question, please pay attention to the question, read it carefully. So when you listen, in this case, when you watch the video, you will be looking for the exact answer. Let's watch the video again. And the question is,
how much money did the final painting sell for?
Yes, good. Let's watch the video again.
Let's watch it.
I think this is like a fair price. It's the fun of auctions, you know, everyone's got a chance. Okay, it's the Banksy girl with balloon, ladies and gentlemen, standing in the back of the room. And I'm going to start getting in 100, 150, 200,000, 300,000, 300, 350, 400,000, 450,000, 500,000. Gentlemen standing there at 600,000 pounds. Is anybody? 700,000. Take your time. Bastien's bid at 750,000. If we never finish an auction with such energy at 750, no, 800 is the next bid. 800,000. Thank you. No pressure. Last chance at 850,000 pounds. 860. 860,000. Fair warning. Can I sell it now? At 860,000. Last chance. Bastien will be bidding and selling for 860,000. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. And ladies and gentlemen, to round off the sale this evening.
All right. Andre, so did you get now how much was the painting sold for finally?
Yeah, 860,000 pounds. And in an instant, it's gone. That's maybe a very big waste of money, but it was, I think, a very cool way to show the message of Banksy.
Yeah, this video is very tricky because they always change the numbers.
Yeah, they're going back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
But 860,000 pounds, that's a whole heck of a lot of money.
Yeah, 860,000 pounds. Almost $1 million.
Almost $1 million.
Yeah, right. Very good. And now, I would like to ask you, what do you think about graffiti?
It's quite a controversial topic, graffiti. I'm not really a fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think that it ruins architecture. I don't know. Architecture is a type of art, and here someone put in all this time and effort, and then someone just takes the spray can and draws all over it, not respecting another person's space.
Right, so if I ask you the question on graffiti, art or act of vandalism, what would you say?
I would probably argue act of vandalism.
Right, why don't we show a very interesting technique of debating for our students?
Sure.
Debating is when the two controversial ideas meet and you need to have enough strong and supportive messages to keep going, to kind of win the debate, right? And as well, it might be very useful for essay writing when you have your paragraphs with new ideas to make it strong and powerful, to have the key message in each of the paragraphs you are writing. Right, good.
So if I'm against graffiti, are you for graffiti?
I'm for graffiti.
Why is that?
Well, I haven't been fan of graffiti because living in Ukraine, we don't see any beautiful and powerful graffitis until we have recently we've had few of murals created, but that's different type of art. But I've been to Toronto 3 years ago, and over there they have a beautiful graffiti alley.
Oh.
Yeah, this is where I fell in love with this type of art, and this is where I kind of got why teenagers like it. But let's go into the debating. Let me count. I believe I have 5 points. What about you?
I can think of 5 points why I think graffiti is vandalism.
All right. I can think of 5 points why I believe graffiti is art.
All right, you start.
Right. Graffiti always has the social message, easy to be delivered especially for the teens and all the ages.
Yes, but if you look at the social message, it could be offensive to some people, and walking down the street, they could be offended by graffiti that's on the wall. It could say something against their belief system, and I don't think it's really fair that just walking down the street, someone can cause harm to yourself.
You have a point. Yeah, right. But what about graffiti? Once it's there on the building, on the wall, it's visible to everyone. People don't have to pay. People don't have to go to the galleries. It's just over there.
Yes, that's true. So it's accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
But it's also ruining a lot of things that are already standing and already have been built. And I don't know, it's like taking over someone else's space. So this architect or this builder has built this wall, and that's their expression of art, and someone else has come in and just drawn all over it.
Oh, yeah, again. Good. The third point I would like to say, usually graffiti artists are quite young, and the spray is quite affordable. They can easily buy it and express themselves. So for me, it's the affordability of it.
Oh, cool. I never thought of it from that perspective. I always see the criminal aspect of vandalism. Even Banksy, nobody knows who he is. Nobody has seen him. His art appears in the middle of the night. So I think it's a little bit dangerous and maybe even illegal because they have to go into areas which people don't usually walk through and do it at night when it's dark. It could be dangerous. I don't know. Yeah. It's a little bit scary.
Yeah, but think of teenagers. Isn't it one of the easiest ways to express themselves? All they need is spray, ideas, a little bit of artistic taste, or sometimes they are full of, artistic ideas, and they have a chance to finally express themselves.
Yeah, that's true. But even though sometimes they're for young people or done by young people, there can be this idea of tagging a neighborhood and saying, this is my territory. And so it could be almost encouraging this kind of behavior of marking territories and creating districts where people don't want to go. So it could also be a little bit unsafe.
Oh, when you spoke about the groups, I thought of actually teenagers. You know how groups of teenagers creating graffiti are called? They are crews. So it's another social aspect of getting people together around their interest, their hobby, which is art, graffiti.
Oh, excellent. I never thought of it as kind of almost team building or creating community. I always thought it as isolating people from the community.
All right, good. Well, I don't feel like either of us has won here.
Yeah.
But we shared ideas very nicely.
It was lovely to kind of see both sides. Because especially when writing an essay, you should look at both sides of the argument to show that you've done some research.
Yeah, again, this can be the debate when you are discussing something, and you're not trying to win over your opponent. You're trying just to share the ideas that you have.
Yeah.
Right, and as well as for the essay, you can suggest paragraph 1 would be for, and then paragraph 2 or 3 can be against. And then it's up to you to decide what your point of view is. Right. When we looked at the video, when we discussed it, we used a lot of nice grammar, which was passive.
Oh, Olga, I'm scared of grammar.
Oh, God. I'll teach you that.
Okay.
Right. Have a look at the sentence. Right. Banksy installed the shredder. When you listen to this sentence, who is the main subject for you here?
Banksy is the subject.
Right. But if I say the shredder was installed by Banksy.
Oh, then we switch it to the shredder.
Right. When we want to say the object to which something has happened, then we just create passive voice. And it's quite easy. The structure is simple. Yeah, we have the subject, then we have the verb to be in the correct form, but either am, is, are, was, were, or will be.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Let's try some more.
Good. Shredder destroyed the painting.
So the shredder is the main part of the sentence?
Yeah. And what about now? Switch it to the painting.
Help me out.
The painting was
shredded?
Yeah, or destroyed.
Or destroyed.
Yeah, the shredder destroyed the painting. Now you switch the subject and the object.
Okay.
The painting was destroyed. Yeah, what about this one? Art dealers, we're talking about auctions here, buy paintings at the auctions. Now we're talking about art dealers as the main part.
Yeah.
So the paintings are usually,
Sold.
yeah, or bought.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Yeah.
At auction.
Yeah, at auction. I believe in the classroom that would be a perfect activity to have the auction. Yeah, describing the pictures and revising the numbers.
Excellent.
Yeah. How much did you pay for the most expensive painting you have in your apartment?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe 5,000 grivnas.
Good.
I'm an art connoisseur, but I don't have the budget.
All right. Good. Right. So when we talk about this, isn't it great to have graffiti alleys and everything else?
Yeah, I was in Belgium over the summer, and they also have a festival of graffiti art. It was really cool.
Good, but how can you have, do the artists have it on the walls, or do they bring it on canvas?
They are given an area of the street, and they create their art there. They spray it on the walls, and every year they repaint it. They paint it white over top and start again.
Right, that is interesting. Good. Over the course of the previous 5 lessons, we've been using a lot of present perfect. And yeah, I had a student who we discovered that we use a lot of present perfect even in Ukrainian. Like, I've read the book, прочитала книгу. Я зробила домашнє завдання. Я купила, а не купувала. Right.
Cool.
Let's have a look at the general revision of when we use a present perfect. Right. So there are 5 main cases. I like using fingers to remember stuff. Right. So the 5 cases when we use present perfect. And the first one is about life experiences, about the things that you've done already. Can you give an example of something that you've done already?
I've traveled to Ukraine.
You have traveled to Ukraine. So the message here that you are concentrating on the result. You have traveled to Ukraine, you are here now.
Yeah.
Life experience. Good. What about how long? Can I ask you the question in present perfect?
Go for it.
How long have you lived in Ukraine?
I've lived in Ukraine for almost 7 years.
Right, so the first one was for life experience. The second was for how long you've done something. Right, the result. When we concentrate on the result, like I have painted. Yes.
Okay.
Good. The students might find it confusing to use have or has, but it's easy. He, she, it always goes with has. So if I change the sentence to say, my student has painted this picture. Right, good. So life experiences, how long, and the result. Recent action. Oh, this is my favorite. Recent action. Good. Something that you've done recently?
I've recently bought a puppy.
Good. Good. Can I ask you the present perfect question of where have you bought your puppy?
I have bought the puppy in Kyiv.
Right, good. Did you buy it online?
Of course I did. It's the only way to shop now.
Yeah, good. And unfinished actions, right? About something that we haven't done, haven't seen.
Or haven't started maybe.
Haven't started, yeah.
So I haven't started reading a new book recently, like this.
Yeah, or I haven't had my coffee yet.
Oh, coffee is important.
Yes, good. All right, so let's revise the 5. Life experiences, for how long you've had something, the result,
Yeah.
recent action, and unfinished actions.
Cool.
Good. And the main key words we have are easy to remember. Just, recently, ever, never, already. The other key message I was teaching my students is remember the main confusion between past simple and present perfect. We usually have it in tests. If you see the keywords, then that's a tricky thing. Remember, this is present perfect. For example, if we have the set of words as I read yesterday, would it be present perfect or would it be past simple?
I read yesterday, you could say.
Yes, and that's why, because we have the exact mentioning of when this happened. Good. But if you say, I have read this book already, you are switching from when to the result.
Right.
You have read it.
Cool.
Good. Now it's obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Always be careful when doing the test and completing this. And I encourage everyone to use present perfect in your essays, in your writings, in your talking, because that's what we do the same in Ukrainian. Don't be afraid of using present perfect. Right. And are you ready for the test?
Oh no.
Yes,
Let's
please.
go.
You have the set of words, and the truth is always in present perfect. You just have to make it correct. Good. Let's have a look at the first one together. You eat Thai food before.
Have you eaten Thai food before?
Thank you. Where does eaten come from? What that is?
It's a verb.
Yes, the third form of it.
Oh.
So the present perfect is always have, has, and the third form of it. Good.
Cool.
Yeah, let's go for the next one.
I explain it well. Did I explain it well?
If you're talking about the result,
Have I explained it well?
yes, very good. So here, explain is a correct verb. All you do is just add the ending ed. Have I explained it? Very
Cool.
good.
I know him for 3 months. I have known him for 3 months.
Yes, very good. Can we still say I knew him for 3 months?
It doesn't sound correct.
Yes, good. So remember, I have known someone.
For
Good.
3 months.
In English, I always teach my students I have studied English for the number of years. You're talking about the result.
Cool. The next one. He hurt his leg. He has hurt his leg.
Yeah, the result again.
Right?
Yeah.
He take a taxi? That's a question. Did he take a taxi or has he taken a taxi?
Has he taken a taxi? Yes, very good.
And she leave her phone in the taxi. Oh, that's horrible moment.
I know, I know.
She has left her phone in the taxi.
Yeah.
What an unfortunate moment.
I know. She has left again. The irregular verb goes into the third form of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's check if you were right. Let's see the correct answers. Very good. Can you read them again, please?
Sure. Have you eaten Thai food before? Have I explained it well? I have known him for 3 months. He has hurt his leg. He has taken a taxi. And finally, she has left her phone in a taxi.
Well done.
Thanks.
I know you'll be using more present perfect now.
I'll try.
Right. You mentioned you find present perfect quite a challenging tense.
We never learned grammar in school, so I'm a little bit stunned by it sometimes.
Right. To overcome any challenge, we need to practice it.
Okay.
The task I would give to my students, so first of all, do a lot of grammar exercising, because the more you practice present perfect, the more correct it becomes. But the challenge for you would be create a story where you're only allowed to use present perfect in your tenses. So it has to be your past experience. You will have to mention lots of results. Just never, ever, already, recently.
All right.
Good.
Let's
All
give
right.
it a try.
Yeah.
So,
Good. Have you ever been to graffiti, what would that be? Exhibition?
sure, yeah, I actually have been. A few years ago with my mum, we went.
Yes, thank you. You mentioned a few years ago, the exact time.
Good. We went to see a Banksy exhibit in Toronto.
Wow.
We have seen many of his pieces of art, which were transported from different areas of the world, reprinted and put in this exhibition. We read a lot about him because they had used graffiti and written his stories on the wall.
When I listen and hear we read, it's like me chitali. Okay.
We have read.
Yeah, we have read. That,
Good.
yeah.
And we didn't buy anything.
Make it present perfect.
We haven't bought anything.
Yeah, good.
Because it was a little bit expensive. But it was a great experience, and I learned a lot about...
Learn to make it present perfect.
I have learned
Yeah.
a lot about Banksy and the world of graffiti art, which made me a little less skeptical about it being vandalism.
Yeah.
Was that all right?
Yeah, that was great. Thank
It
you.
was a little bit challenging.
It was challenging, yes, when you artificially try to do it. Yeah, how
Yeah.
about when you're fluent? Can I just bring the point of shortenings in present perfect? Because we use lots of have and has. Normally, when you talk, you wouldn't say the full form of it. You would shorten it, like I've learned, I've bought. However, if it's a formal piece of writing, like essay, formal essay, or the report, remember to avoid shortenings and put the full forms. While if it's just a conversational, you would probably sound more natural if you do the shortenings. Good.
Cool.
Can you do a few more sentences with the shortenings about the Banksy exhibition?
Sure. I
Нічого не купили?
I haven't bought anything. Haven't bought anything. We've read.
Yeah.
We've read a lot about him. And I've seen an exhibition about Banksy.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Good. And again, another learning technique for all the students, to be able to go into the debate or to be able to write a nice essay with strong key points, messages, you can either do the mind maps, as we've done in our previous lesson, with all the vocabulary to make sure you include it into your writing or speaking activity. Another technique is making the list of, let's say, advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
Like we've done it today. You had your 5 ideas for, you had it against. I had it for. So normally, if I have time to do it in advance, you would only need like 3-4 minutes to create the list of advantages and disadvantages. It can be the topic of art. It can be the topic of living in the urban area or the rural areas. It can be anything. So please use this technique. Use your time to do that. And when it's a writing piece of information, always leave yourself time to read it again, to double check. Good. Andrea, thank you very much for coming to today's lesson.
Thanks, Olga.
Yeah, good.
I've learned so much today.
Yeah, keep coming to our lessons. Dear students, thank you very much. You can start with watching lessons from 1 to 6, because there are 6 lessons on art full of vocabulary, some useful grammar, and just beautiful pieces of art, the masterpieces. Thank you. Thank you very much.